Hey everyone, Camille here from 88 Fitness Training. Welcome back. Joining me today is one of my clients, Brandon, and together we're going to show you a really awesome upper body calisthenics, no equipment required workout. So definitely stay tuned, check it out. Thanks for staying tuned, everyone. Today, Brandon and I are going to show you a really awesome at-home workout. It's calisthenics based, which means you don't really need any equipment to complete this workout, which I know should resonate with many of you that are subscribed to this channel. But before we get into that, I just want to introduce Brandon. So I've been working with Brandon the last several months. He's actually getting ready to step on the stage for the 2024 OCB Chesapeake Classic.
Honestly, so I got into calisthenics around about like 8 or 9 years ago. And my goal was to really, how can I be a stay-at-home dad while also maintaining my fitness for my mental as well as my physical health. And you know me, the transition to bodybuilding, I still have calisthenics as an essential part of my core workouts.
Together we're going to demonstrate some really effective body weight exercises for that at-home workout. We're gonna kick off this upper body at-home workout with push-ups. So push-ups are a really great compound exercise. You're hitting your pecs, your shoulders, your triceps, even your core. So this is a great place to start if you don't have equipment, but you're trying to get a really great upper body workout. So Brandon here is gonna demonstrate some push-ups for us. Let's go ahead and start with the standard push-up. So this is where I really think people should start. You want nice flat back the way Brandon has, just like that, hands shoulder width apart, and then go ahead and drop down into the push-up. And you really want to take your time, come back up. Everything should be slow and controlled, especially this lowering part. And then you also want to make sure you're trying to keep those pecs engaged. But what's so great about the standard push-up is that as you come down, you're placing a lot of stretch across those pecs. And then on the way up, you're also getting a lot of tricep engagement, shoulder engagement. So it's a really great option for overall pec development as well as other areas. All right, you can rest for a second. What do you think about the standard push-up? What are some tips and where do people go wrong with this, Brandon?
I love the push-up. Might be my number one favorite exercise. You can do it anywhere, any place, anytime, so many variations. Like for me, I think you have to make the choice of endurance versus muscle building. Going for endurance, it's okay to increase the pace a bit. Muscle building, you really want to take your time coming up, coming down. It might seem boring. It's going to get very hard though. The difficulty level, the slower you do your push-up, will increase. If you're able to do 20 to 25, lower the pace a bit and you'll see, wow, you'll get a huge blast, arms, chest. You'll feel so much different if you just lower the pace of your push-up. Also, focus on that back, that straight.
Yes,
butt
definitely.
up. Same thing our gym teacher used to tell us back in grade school. Keep the butt down and really look at yourself. Like if you have a mirror, anyone, whether it be a partner, a trainer.
Even a video
focus.
would help. Mm-hmm.
You can follow along, just making sure that form is proper with the push-up.
Yeah, I really love what he said. Slow it down, y'all. This channel is all about hypertrophy and building muscle. So definitely take your time. Focus on all three parts of that lift. All right, I want to get into some variations. So if I were doing a workout, I would do, your 10 to 20 reps, standard push-up, and then I would go straight into a different grip. So I would widen it. Let's do wide push-ups now. Now, the thing I love about going a little wider than shoulder width is that this is super nasty. You're gonna start to really feel those outer pecs. Go ahead and lower down. Yeah, so it's really shifting that emphasis just slightly so we can get overall pec development, which when you're doing it at home, that can be a challenge. But in doing that in this manner, we're making sure that we're not only hitting overall pec, but outer pec. So yeah, hit your 10 to 20 reps like this. Go ahead, rest. Now, Brandon, could you feel the difference with that wider grip?
Wide stance, yes, absolutely. Felt it more. Felt like my chest
stretched out a lot more,
a little bit more. Made the push-up a lot more difficult too.
Yeah, absolutely. So after doing that, from there, I would transition into your diamond or close grip. So go ahead and show us what some diamond push-ups look like. Now, when you're doing diamond push-ups, you're gonna get a lot of inner pec. So we have already worked overall pec, we worked outer pec, now we're targeting that inner sternum portion of the pec. Not only that, this is super nasty on the tricep, so his tricep should be burning already. What do you think about the diamonds, Brandon?
Ooh, the hardest variation of the push-up. In my opinion, people don't fear the diamond. Definitely incorporate it. The moment you're able to blast off 50 to 100 standard push-ups, 50 to 100 wide push-ups, make the diamond your number one. I'm telling you, it is a game changer. More and more reps you do it, triceps, chest, they will be blasted.
Yeah, so for this first exercise, we were focused mostly on chest, triceps, and a little bit of shoulders. So if you're just getting started, you need to build up strength, I would split these apart. I would do your 10 to 20 reps of the standard, take a break, do your wide grip, 10 to 20 reps, take a break, do your close grip. Now, if you're really efficient at push-ups the way Brandon is, I would do a giant set. So I would do my 10 to 20 standard, wide, diamond, then take a break, making it super nasty, but for overall chest development, as well as targeting those shoulders, triceps, and core.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think sometimes at-home workouts get a bad rep because there's not great ability to progressive overload. I know that's something that Brandon's brought up in other videos. But a great technique you can incorporate with the push-ups is to turn it into a mechanical drop set. So the best way to do that is to do decline push-ups. So go ahead and elevate those feet up on a bench or a platform, hit your push-ups in those different variations, and then you can drop to standard on your feet, and then you can even drop to your knees. So there's lots of ways to make this super nasty to progressive overload that maybe are not intuitive. So just consider that when doing this. Now that we've absolutely murdered his chest, we're gonna go ahead and focus on the back and a little bit of biceps. So one of the best exercises for at home that you can do is gonna be your standard pull-ups, y'all. So hopefully you have that pull-up bar or something. You can even go to a playground, so it's too easy. You don't even need to buy anything. So all right, Brandon, let's show them what a standard pull-up looks like. So he's got that nice kind of shoulder width, little wider overhand grip. Yup. Chin over the bar, taking his time, keeping those lats engaged. So the standard pull-up is going to be a really great lat building and upper back workout. I mean, Brandon's lean enough, you can see all these muscles from upper traps to mid traps to lats. You know, even his rear delts are firing, his rhomboids. I mean, it's a super nasty exercise for him. Go ahead, rest, Brandon. What do you think about the standard pull-up? Any tips or advice?
Don't get discouraged with the difficulty of the pull-up. If you have a partner, or I would use resistant bands, anything to help you get over that hump. And I continue. Whether it be one or two, that is progress. So don't get discouraged if you're not able to crank out 10, 15 pull-ups at the start. You got to work up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So right after the standard overhand grip pull-up, we're gonna go ahead and shift to a chin-up. So chin-up is just palms facing you. Go ahead and show them what that looks like. Now, by switching that grip position, come inward one more. Yeah, by switching that position, we're gonna shift the emphasis a lot more to the lats as well as the biceps. And you can even see his biceps flexing as he initiates the pull motion upward. In fact, the chin-up is one of the most effective exercises for building up that bicep brachii and brachialis. And not only that, he's getting a good amount of stretch on those lats. So as he hangs at the bottom, he can actively engage the lats on the way up. So versus the standard pull-up, which is a lot of upper back and lat, you're getting a lot of lat as well as bicep activation on the chin-up. Go ahead and rest. All right, what do you think about the differences between the standard pull-up and the chin-up?
bicep builder. Honestly didn't realize how effective it is as a bicep exercise. I always focus more as like a back builder, but if you really want to pump with the biceps, definitely make that switch over, change that grip. These are, you can honestly build a solid body, pull-ups, chin-ups, and push-ups, chest development, arm development. Whew.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. And why it's so effective for the biceps is because it's a compound exercise. So you're able to really put that load and tension on the biceps as well as the lats,
Absolutely.
making it really effective. So same thing, you know, start with 10. If you can work yourself up to 20, that's great. But by doing both, you're getting a complete back and bicep workout. There's one more variation I want to show you guys. Now this is going to be a wide overhand pull-up. So probably the hardest one, but we'll see what Brandon thinks.
Yeah.
All right, so hop up there. We're gonna grab really wide. Yup, there you go. All right. Now the super wide grip, as he comes down, you can see the tension on the upper part of the lat. So he's getting a lot more upper back than he was when his hands were just slightly wider than shoulder width. All right, so that's super nasty. I don't want to make him do a ton. Brandon, what do you think about the extreme wide grip on the pull-up?
As a fan of old school bodybuilding, you'll probably see a bunch of pictures, videos, a lot of old school golden era bodybuilders. They swear by the wide grip pull-up for back development, lat development. I love it. Difficulty increase, absolutely, but it's...
It's effective, huh?
Yes, very effective. If you can incorporate that wide grip, of course, again, working up to it, it could be definitely a game changer.
Yeah, so I think if you're just starting out and you're working these exercises in, I would start with 10 reps and work your way up, take a break, switch to the other variation, take a break, hit the wide grip. But if you're more efficient, I would target them almost like a big giant set. Which is a mechanical drop set. In fact, I would probably start with your super wide grip ones being the hardest variation. Once you've fatigued or you reach failure, go ahead into that standard pull-up. And then again, once you reach failure, go into the easier variation, the chin up. And so it's one big, nasty mechanical drop set, but guarantees, I mean, he's hitting everything. Go ahead, turn around. He's hitting everything from neck all the way down to lower lats. So biceps, shoulders, upper trap, mid trap, rhomboids, rear delts. I love that he's so lean. You can see all this, y'all. Go ahead, turn back around. So any last tips on the pull-ups and chin-ups?
Have fun with it. Like usually, like one of my as you are getting stronger, get more efficient with the pull-up. Usually, a solid round for me, I call it like 5-on-5. So I usually do back and forth between wide grip, close grip, and just go interchangeable to failure. That counts as a round. Take a rest, get right back into it. The beauty of calisthenics is it really is like going to the playground. Like you can have a blast with it. How much you put into it, just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's completely up to you. And as it becomes too easy, you can always add weight.
Yes.
Even if you don't have dumbbells, tell your little kid to come on. You're going to pick them up with your feet. I don't know. There's always something around the house that you can add and hold with your feet to make this heavier and make it more challenging if you need to. But guarantee if you do that triple giant set I just showed you, it's nasty. So that's definitely a good one. All right, y'all. All right, up next we have dips with the parallel bar or a bench or chair, whatever you have at home. So dips are a really effective upper body exercise, also known as the upper body squat, y'all. Yes. So really effective for building mass on those triceps as well as working the chest. So Brandon's gonna go ahead and show us what some parallel bar dips look like. All right, so you're just gonna pop up there. You really wanna make sure you don't have too much elbow flare when you're doing dips. So keep that in mind, keep those elbows pretty tucked. Now, if you're straight up and straight down the way Brandon is, this is gonna be really engaging on the triceps. What do you think, Brandon? Do you feel those triceps?
Oh yes, tricep blaster #1.
Absolutely. All right, now if you come up and forward lean a little bit, you're gonna get a lot more chest activation. As he comes down, he's putting a lot of stretch on that chest. So in fact, he should feel that inner chest right by the sternum. What do you think?
Yes, the further you lean into it, folks, the more emphasis on the chest. So always be mindful, really making that decision. Is this going to be a tricep exercise or a chest exercise?
Or both, since we're doing a total upper body calisthenic-based workout today.
Absolutely.
And I think that's, go ahead, rest. I think that's something people don't really think about when they're doing dips. They think triceps, but it is a compound exercise, so you're hitting more than one thing, and you really can shift that emphasis just like he did.
Back and forth, yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do. I just do tricep, cup for a round, lean more into it, chest, go back and forth, able to blast. That's probably the perfect way. It really is the upper body squat.
Yeah, I would focus on starting with 10 reps, progressive overload until you get to about 20. And then like Brandon said, you can always superset them together. Standard dips with the forward lean for the chest, making it a super nasty upper body workout, y'all. And don't worry if you can't start with the parallel bars. You can do bench dips, that's fine as well. Both options, there's different ways to make them challenging. Just like the other exercise, there's always the mechanical drop set. So you can always start with bench dips with your feet elevated, go to regular ones, and then bring the legs in to make it even easier. So lots of ways to progressive overload if you're just getting started with this at-home workout. Next up, we're gonna cap off this upper body workout with a little ab work. If you guys want these nice chiseled abs like Brandon has, we're gonna show you one of the best ab exercises out there, hanging leg raises. Go ahead, show them what it looks like. My boy Brandon here can do some really nasty variations. Go ahead and show them a toe to hand variation. All the way up, all the way down. This is the hardest variation of the hanging leg raise, y'all. All right, go ahead, just do some regular ones for us. All right, but the hanging leg raise is really good for overall abs, but especially those lower abs. The key here though is to use controlled slow motions. You notice Brandon's not swinging. And if this version's too challenging, you can always do knee tucks. Go ahead and do a couple knee tucks for us. There you go. And so this is a really great overall ab developing exercise. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that this is one of James's top recommended ab moves for that six pack that he rocks year round. So definitely get it in. What do you think, Brandon?
Yes, I will say it's right now, honestly, my number one favorite ab exercise is the leg raise. Also, grip strength, also upper body strength as well. All that's tapped into it the moment you put your hands on that bar.
Yeah, it's a good point. After doing all these other exercises for upper body, that grip's probably what's gonna fail before your abs do. But nevertheless, this is a really great upper body exercise.
Absolutely.
The abs and the core are just as important as the rest when we're talking about building up the back, building up the chest, shoulders, everything. It plays such a pivotal role, so don't neglect those abs. Give these hanging leg raises a try.
Yes.
Well, those are our favorite exercises for at-home, calisthenic-based upper body workout. In terms of programming tips, so I would recommend alternating between an upper body day, lower body day. So day one, upper body, day two, lower body. I would take a rest day after that, repeat, and then if you want a seventh day in there, you can always do a total body where you combine the upper and the lower. But that gives you enough time to recover, because recovery and nutrition is a big part of this as well. What do you think?
Yes, the nutrition, it's honestly right now, it's like my number one as far as the change. Always been consistent with the calisthenics, and really taking advantage of understanding your body and your fitness goals. So for me, wanting to cut back on weight, I really had to target my macros, how much protein, carbs, fats. All this is vital. I mean, of course, for the visual, but also being able to maximize your full potential during these workouts. So nutrition is key. Can't stress that enough.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when people are trying to gain weight and they're just doing body weight, kind of at home compound exercises, usually the nutrition part's probably missing, or they're overdoing it so much they're not taking enough rest I mean, muscles are made on rest days, y'all. Like, you do the damage, the trauma in the gym doing these exercises, but you need to make sure you're programming in enough rest time. And I guarantee you, if you're being consistent, focusing on adding a rep, making it more challenging every time with that progressive overload, you're getting the nutrition in and you're taking adequate rest, you're gonna gain muscle doing this workout. So definitely keep all that in mind. Well, thanks for staying to the end of this video. Let's go ahead and recap this, Brandon. So we started off with push-up variations, super nasty on that upper body. I mean, you could tell he was definitely smoked, his chest, his triceps, shoulders. What did you think about the push-ups?
Push-ups, it's, like I said before, number one, always incorporate that. Pretty much anytime I hit the floor, I'm doing push-ups.
You heard it from Brandon direct, y'all. Push-ups, number one exercise, yes. From there, we went into the pull-ups and chin-ups. That way we can incorporate more back, biceps, rear delts, and the like. Super nasty. We did 3 different variations of different pulling exercises. You know, I think Brandon touched on this. The most underrated one's probably the chin-ups for the bicep growth. Tell us more about that.
100% agree. I mean, like I incorporated, even with the transition to bodybuilding, I still always find a way to squeeze in my chin-ups for the bicep growth and development. I do it, add some weight on it, make it more of a challenge. But holy smokes, it really is a blaster.
Let's see a front double bicep. Look at those peaks, y'all. Do you see that? Yeah. Look at that. It's super nasty, so get to doing those chin-ups.
They're a blast.
All right, next up, we did the upper body squat, the parallel bar dips.
Yes.
Now, you heard Brandon say these are super nasty, and a lot of times he'll superset strict upright ones for tricep development with forward leaning ones for chest. Yes. Tell us more about that superset.
I mean, if you want to get blasted, that's the best way to do it is to do the superset. Of course, working up to that. But honestly, like trying to figure out when I do my upper body, you can't go wrong with the push-up, pull-up, and the dip. Guaranteed you'll see results if you incorporate that as part of your upper body routine. I can't swear by it enough. Like honestly, I stand here trying to figure out my number one. They're honestly all neck and neck. Like I really can't decide. Like I can't live without them.
Yeah, so those 3 are foundational compound exercises, y'all. So if you're doing at-home calisthenics, I would focus on these 3 in particular, and they transition really well to the gym. So as you kind of build up and you can't progressively overload anymore, you take these same exercises to the gym, superset them in with different exercises that use barbells and dumbbells, and it is fantastic. So you even heard Brandon say, hey, I'm doing bodybuilding, I'm back in the gym after 10 years, and I'm still doing these base calisthenic exercises. So they're definitely underrated, so put the time in and check them out. And then we finished with an ab exercise, the hanging leg raise. James is number one, my number one. I think it's Brandon's number one. Best ab developing exercise. What do you think about hanging leg raise?
I mean, again, ab development, but also that transition into the gym. When you're doing your squats, your deadlifts, you'll notice a lot of exercises require core engagement.
Core.
So please do not neglect the abs. Always try to figure out a way to incorporate it, whether it be beginning, middle, the end. Make it a piece of your workout, because I guarantee you it's so beneficial when you make that transition to heavy lifting.
All right, well, that's fantastic. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Good luck out there at the OCB Chesapeake Classic. You know, drop him some love on YouTube and Instagram, y'all, and definitely stay tuned for an update on his progress. By the time this airs, he would have already competed, and we are so excited, so proud of him. But thanks for staying tuned for more videos like this. Check out our different upper body playlists. And as always, check out me and James live every Sunday at 12 Eastern. All right, y'all, Camille and Brandon, 88 Fitness Training.